Hello everyone, Dragon of these Blue once again bringing to you yet another episode of Naruto Fails of the Week. I apologize that I've been so late here, just having a lot of technical issues. I haven't gotten my new computer, I've had no time to relax, and it's just been really bad. And also, I didn't realize how many episodes I'd missed. I didn't realize it was a full month that I haven't uploaded anything. I thought I had already done week 82, but I realized that I didn't even complete the script. And now that I did complete it, I realized how long it was, and I'm not even sure I'll be able to fit all 3 weeks into this one video, but I shall try, and I hope you guys enjoyed and forgive me for being late because there is a lot to talk about. Anyways, let's get on with it with Naruto Fails of the Week. This is week 82, chapter 616, Dance of the Ninjas. Alright, let's start off with the badass samurai cover page. It's badass, I won't disagree with that, but it's also a bad one. Bad? How's it bad? Let me explain to you how it's bad. It teases us, tells you how this shit could have been awesome. It shows you what a great series Naruto could have been if it stayed true to its supposed backstory. As you know, we didn't really know what the backstory of Naruto was until we were told that it's all about samurai. Even though if you followed the story pretty well and you understood Japanese society, especially in the old days, the whole story of Naruto is based on the samurai lore. It's based on samurai structure with daimyo lords and the structure of the armies, and also a lot of terms being used, and the money. A lot of that is based off the old samurai stuff, but we don't see that. We have pathetic excuses for ninjas instead of real samurai, and the only samurai we see are structured in a little village, little city, a little country, like very far away. So we don't actually get to see the real explosion and detail of true ancient samurai techniques, ancient samurai culture, and ancient Japan. So it's a shame we don't get to see that. And that little teaser page, that little motherfucking cover page, just teases us even more, saying it could have been awesome, but you get this shit instead. Fuck you, Kishimoto. And there's a lot of big fails in this chapter. I keep referring to previous fails, and I'm going to be repeating myself a lot, but I gotta explain myself, don't I? The chakra high fives, if you were reading this chapter, how basically Naruto suddenly gains all the chakra once again and begins high-fiving everybody, giving them all chakra to boost up their strength. Like, alright guys, here, get some chakra, here, chakra, real cheap, chakra. Basically, giving everyone a helping hand. This is pretty much how motherfucking Naruto works. Every time there's a certain amount of despair, there's always going to be some helping hand to help you out. No one's going to suffer, no one's really going to lose. Plot convenience every motherfucking time. Sasuke should have died 100 times, never did. Naruto should have died 100 times, he never did. It's just absolutely annoying that the series never seems to let it go. It always seems to fall back on this helping hand, pathetic worthlessness. It always goes back to it. You may think this is something kind of smart, saying, alright, chakra, help everybody. No, it's nothing new, and we're tired of this garbage. But let's be honest here. The chakra that Naruto gives out is pretty much demonic chakra. It really is dangerous demonic chakra, and throughout the entire story, we've talked about how dangerous demonic chakra is. That's going to kill Naruto, it's going to kill the Jinchuriki, it's just very damaging, and only a few people can really control it, and it has to be really in the hands of a demon because humans just can't handle it. But throughout the fucking story, it contradicts all of that. So many people have been absorbed by the demonic chakra, they can use it freely, and now Naruto is giving it out to human beings, regular human beings that don't train, they don't know what they're doing. They should be rotting and dying and being corrupt, turned into evil because they can't control its power. But no, it's been modified. I don't understand. It makes absolutely no sense to why they're doing it like this. Contradicting everything they put in. Kishimoto, can't you understand what you're doing? Do you have a notebook? Do you write shit down to understand where things are going to happen? Okay, look, I have to be honest here. If anyone's read the official Naruto fan books, those things are always inaccurate. So maybe he's reading on that stuff, basically reading inaccurate information about his own shit and then copying it from it. Who knows? We've seen a lot of bad interpretations like that before. And speaking of repeating themselves, we're back to the chatting with the ghosts. I mean, we didn't get enough of that with fucking Minato and Kushina. Now we gotta deal with fucking Ino and Shikamaru's parents. Oh yeah, that's great. Just love how ghosts help everybody. It makes so much sense. And I don't know why they decided to add this, maybe to be funny, but the talking with the ghost instead of talking about actual dangerous things like the war, they ends up talking about porn. Really. Shikaku is dead and he's worried about his wife finding porn. I think she's got more things to worry about than fucking porn. But it's trying to be funny, I don't know, but it's just so fucking dumb. And speaking about repetition, we get to see more of the Nara clan. I don't know what's with Kishimoto, but now he's suddenly bringing out all the clan members of all the clans we've seen in the series. And it's like we never saw them before. We don't know if any of them exist. We think it's only maybe a couple members per clan, and now suddenly a ton of clan members show up, and it's just like, why? Was it so difficult to show it before? It just feels like you're just making shit up as we go along. I don't know, this may be something kind of ridiculous to make fun of, but it's been happening lately and it's been bugging me quite a bit. Tell me down below if you agree. And now we move on to something that's actually rather important, and it's the Neji's death, and we actually get to see Lee and Tenten. And Lee is crying, showing true emotion, cradling his rival and friend. You know, thank you fucking Lee for giving us some real deliverance, some real emotion, something wonderful, something true and honest. Sadly, however, Tenten did not do this, and it kind of slaps in the face for me, because, like, well, maybe Neji and Tenten didn't really have a chance of having a couple, because Tenten really didn't care for Neji, even though there was evidence that Neji actually cared for Tenten, so it kind of sucks. But then again, the description of emotion in the series has always been very fake, not very true and honest, so it could be just Kishimoto fucking up yet again, not believing in actual pairings, but what can we do? The last couple of fails has to do with Naruto's pun. Naruto makes a pun here with the ninja word saying we will endure, because the word ninja and shinobi is basically a very similar word that can be used for either stealth, hiding, or endure. Either way, it's retarded because the ninjas have not shown any amount of stealth or hiding, and they haven't really shown to endure anything. It's just something they're making up. So why, Naruto, are you talking about enduring or hiding? Because you have done neither. Fuck you. But of course, that is not the last stupid thing he says. This is the last one. He wants to keep the real Neji in his heart. Did you even know the real Neji? Other than the fight you had with him during the Chunin exams, you've never really spoken to him. You never sat with him, had lunch with him, had tea with him. You never spoke to him. How do you know the real Neji? Explain to me. How do not his friends, his closest friends, know him, but you do? Explain to me that, Naruto. Explain. You probably fucking can't. And that's insulting to Neji. So fuck you. Well, now that we got the big one out of the way, let's move on to the remaining two. This is Naruto Fails of the Week, Week 83, Chapter 617, Dance of the Ninjas 2. Now, right off the bat, we continue where we left off, where Lee gives Neji a warrior's goodbye. Closes his eyes, says, I'll see you again, you fought well. Just wonderful. It really gives Neji a true, respectable way of dying. Gives him a true dignity, and only Lee gets to say goodbye to him in that way, where everyone else kind of doesn't really give a fuck in the real sense, but Lee really stands for his friend and helps him out, and just says goodbye in a true warrior's fashion. This is why I love Lee so much. But of course, we have to go right back to the fails, where Kurama says that Naruto has surpassed his parents. I don't see how, since we know so little about his parents. The achievements of his parents are always hidden in mystery, and even now they're not really explained. Even though that his father was like the greatest Kage that ever lived, we know so little about his achievements other than dying against a fucking demon god that he couldn't even kill. So, really, was that supposed to be impressive in any way? I don't think so. And his mother, what did his mother do? I mean, we've created things in fanfiction saying that she was a great genjutsu user, illusionary user. Like, we always say that she's a great, like, kind of illusionary user like Kurenai, maybe taught Kurenai, you know. So we create cooler things in the fanfiction, but in reality, we know absolutely nothing about her. And it's kind of sad. Was she really a strong shinobi, other than really holding a demon inside her, which I still think is bullshit. And, you know, how did he surpass his parents? His parents seem to actually have honor. He doesn't really have that. He doesn't really train. Everything seems to be shoved in his face. Illusions of grandeur. Like, I don't understand. And for Kurama to praise him in any way is ridiculous. I just wish he would go back being the angry Kurama, pissing Naruto off and just calling him a weak thing, which he is. Am I the only one who thinks that way? Fuck you. But of course we have to deal with a mixed bag, and here comes the good part, where Naruto's in pain in his arm, but Hinata heals him. Hinata healed his arm. That's gotta be more healing than Sakura has ever done to Naruto, because all she's done is punch him in the fucking head. Another reason why Hinata should have been a medic and Sakura shouldn't have. Thank you, Hinata. We love you. And like I said, dealing with a mixed bag, I've got to deal with the fails. This is where Naruto says that my bonds shall never be severed, and I hope no one severs bonds with me. And of course they're showing Sasuke, and guess what? Naruto, he severed bonds with you, motherfucker. You really want Naruto to happen? And, well, it's not gonna, because Sasuke hates you. Thank you, Sasuke, for showing some backbone. So why am I talking about Sasuke? Well, because we go back to him, we're seeing Orochimaru, how he's alive again. I don't understand it, because we saw him in the previous chapter, I may have forgot to mention that, and now we're seeing him now, because there's been these last few weeks showing how Orochimaru and his team have been moving through through the shadows, looking for some sort of form of power or something along those lines. I still don't get why, but maybe the next chapter will tell us. Let us see. Alrighty, here we go with the final chapter of this episode. Naruto Fails of the Week, Week 84, Chapter 618. The Ones Who Know Everything. Me! Though this chapter is generally going to be a fail, we finally get to know a few more things about what's been going on with Orochimaru and what he's been planning with Sasuke and everyone else, because it's been happening in and out of the chapters, snaking quite literally like a snake. Very good pun there I made. Thank you. Sorry. Never mind. Anyway, so basically that seems to work out pretty well. Finally, to get an explanation out of it, and we get to see them end up at a broken temple. Now, what's going to be in this broken temple? Now, what's the temple filled with? Oh, masks. Great many masks. Apparently very powerful masks. And one in particular is very powerful, and Orochimaru finds it. What does it do? Well, he puts it on, and basically allows him to summon the Shinigami. Well, this is quite interesting. Why is he doing that? But now he uses it to bring back his arms. Really? To bring back his damaged arms. Wow, how many people remember the damaged arm thing? It's been like years. But for those who can remember, does this mean that the past means absolutely nothing? That it was all pointless? The fact that trying to get Tsunade to heal his arms was all pointless? To get Sasuke's body to heal his arms was pointless? That the whole thing about Orochimaru transferring to other bodies is pointless? You're telling me it was all pointless? All of it? Why am I not surprised? Anyways, it seems to serve some form of purpose, because now that Orochimaru has his arms back, he's able to remove all the weird clones of that Venus flytrap guy out of Sasuke that somehow was implanted in him. And then use him to summon something very dangerous, to summon his own form of clones. Or some form of zombie. I think it's more of a zombie. And he ended up summoning the 4 Kages. That means the first, the second, the third, and the mighty fourth. Now let's be honest here. What's going to happen with this? I've honestly thought about this happening for a long time, pretty much since we began seeing all the resurrection of these famous warriors. I'm putting famous in quotes. And I'm just going, well, I'm kind of expecting it to happen, but I'm kind of hoping for it to happen at the same time. Because even though I made quite a few accurate predictions, it doesn't really turn out the way I wanted to, and this story doesn't really deserve to have accurate predictions, because anything that's good doesn't really happen anyway. To me, I was thinking that maybe if they bring back, the Yondeme back, it would have been really cool if the Yondeme goes, Naruto, you disappoint me. This is not what I wanted. And make it look like that the Yondeme was actually disappointed, and it was only because of the time frame that his ghost was left inside the scroll, because he was proud of him, he didn't know that he would become a fucking idiot. That would be really cool, and to see a real battle to fight, between father and son, and make father defeat son, and the whole thing. But in reality, this is going to bite Orochimaru in the fucking ass, because the Kages are going to help him. But at the same time, I don't understand what's going on here. Why would he summon the old Kages? Because he's done it before, and he's used them to his advantage, but they've kind of... No, they didn't actually. Something might just happen here. Either the Kages are going to kill Orochimaru, and then Sasuke's going to kill them, saying, I can kill the Kages, I'm so much stronger, then fights Naruto and kills Naruto, or the Kages are going to escape and help Naruto. Some of those lines, but it's going to basically get rid of Orochimaru ultimately. So that might just happen. That actually might be something pretty good. So keep our fingers crossed, because we will keep on watching this and see what happens. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm sorry that it took so long to upload. I'm sorry this whole video has been so long, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. And this is Giant Blue saying stay long and keep enjoying the fails. See you next week. Oh, before I go, I should mention something. I'm planning to upload a new episode of a new series I'm starting. It's going to be really interesting. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's basically going to be describing, since we have to deal with Naruto all the time, speaking of Naruto fails of the week, Naruto's a horrible series, right? So, how does it remain popular? Well, it's got to have fans. And those fans got to be pretty deranged, too. So that means we're going to be calling this show the Narutard Fails. Basically making fun of all the Narutards that tried defending this series. There won't be a regular episode schedule uploading thing. I don't know what's going to happen. It's probably going to be whenever I find a Narutard that speaks, shit to me and I find it pretty interesting. I'm going to save the conversation and then present it. I may or may not use the names because it may not be fair to send people at them or just get more spamming or give them any kind of publicity. But we'll see how it's going to work out. I hope you guys enjoyed that, so stay tuned.